Hey, it's Covino and Rich, now or never, and it's a pleasure to welcome back Amy Dumas, a.k.a. Machete Girl, a.k.a. Lita from the WWE.
Hey.
Welcome.
I couldn't stay away.
Even in a quarantine, you needed some now or never. I get it. I get it.
More than ever, it just feels like now or never. We don't know what the future will hold at this point, so I gotta get back in there with you guys.
The truth is, you have nowhere else to go. Neither do we, but we appreciate you making time for us. Now, a big week, something to look forward to this weekend, WrestleMania 36. 2 nights, April 4th, April 5th. Too big for just one night. Something you know a lot about, something we've been talking about all week. So our first question, because we talked about it recently, your favorite cameos, celebrity cameos in a WrestleMania that come to mind for you?
Oh, man. They can be so random, right?
Yeah.
I will say I had Jon Stewart. Do you remember when he
Of course.
made a cameo? It was pretty, we got to see a whole other side of him.
Right.
It was pretty awesome. I love that. That comes to mind specifically. And then even going all the way back, a personal favorite of mine is Cyndi Lauper.
Right.
The original WrestleMania 1.
The original, so good. You really set the bar high there with, I think it was 3, right? That she was out and that was set the tone for there's always got to be someone totally outside the box that you never thought either was a wrestling fan or was going to be at something like that.
Is
Yeah,
that
without a
fun
doubt.
for you guys? Or does that make it more of a headache, more challenging for you to work with people that aren't that familiar with the ring?
No, we're always so excited and feel like, especially somebody like that, to be like, I'm such a fan of you, or I watch you on your terms all the time. But then there's something about it that makes you feel at home, because we're like, okay, we're in my house, so let me show you the ropes of somebody that you might, if you were on their terms, be kind of spooked to meet or extra excited. I know that I specifically had that. It wasn't at WrestleMania, but when Pee Wee Herman guested on Raw, and then I was like, okay, cool, we're on my terms. I'm not nearly as nervous, and got to kind of walk him through what a day in my regular life was like. We always have a good time, and the celebrities that pop in are always like, whoa, this is really crazy, getting to see it from the other side. So we always enjoy and welcome when they, someone that's not familiar with our world gets to come in and play wrestler for a day.
That's amazing. Now, what type of nerves go in to everyone WrestleMania week when you were knowing that you were days away from millions and millions of people watching this? What are you going through?
People always say, we're professional. It doesn't matter if there's 1,000 people at the show and one of our smaller markets or all these people, but it really does. There's nothing that compares to WrestleMania. Your whole year is geared towards that payoff of WrestleMania. And there's just extra pressure. You just want to be, as you push it every night, you're like, what else can I bring to the table to make my act that much more special? And I can only imagine the superstars this year are going through a weird conflict, because in some ways it's like you want to bring it even more because this is all anyone has to take a break from the craziness that we're living in right now, and to forget about things for not one.
As Pee Wee Herman would say, I'll say.
No, because I
I'm
imagine
gonna go start a paper route
right now. I love that story. So yeah, you got to be mentally and physically prepared. How do you sleep before a big night like that? Do you remember that routine?
Oh, it's such a balance, right? Because you have a zillion things to do. Your nerves are through the roof, but you have to go and rested. So it's a weird, responsibility that you're balancing. But everyone does that I've known, even people that traditionally party, take it seriously that week, where they're like, you want to catch up with everybody because normally everyone is in town all at the same time, and you're like, okay, well, after WrestleMania, we'll catch up, because it's all business until you get through the curtain. And then once you get through the curtain, I always just feel like you're like, now I just do my thing,
Now, how do you assess it? Does everyone look at Vince afterwards like, boss, did I do okay? Like, how do you assess a big event like that?
Some may choose that route. In fact, I think a lot may choose that route. But I always knew if I had a good match or if I wanted to have done something different or wished it played out different. I don't need that glimmer in his eye or somebody else's. It's like, if you killed, if you wish something would have gone differently, and it's just the way a live show goes. And it's really hard because as performers, you never went out and had a perfect performance, and you're always thinking about that. You're always getting talked off the ledge by your other wrestlers going, the fans didn't know. They didn't know that you wanted to do something else. So there's so much pressure. You always feel like you don't quite deliver, even if you think you went out there and had an awesome show.
Well, you must be a huge relief when all's said and done. You've been there, done that. What's your favorite moment that comes to mind?
That I was involved personally?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a toss-up. One, it was a huge in the Astrodome, a TLC match, and I was a part of the run-in portion that was Spike Dudley, Rhino, and myself. And it was Edge and Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudley Boys. And when the 3 run-in sections came in, and I creamed Spike Dudley with a chair and then was given the 3D for my efforts. That was super fun because then I had a beyond front row seat to watch the rest of the match, lying on the ground, and then lighting the table on fire with Edge and Mick Foley, and feeling the heat, like putting the lighter fluid on, lighting it, and being like, oh man, this is real, and then seeing them go through it relatively safely and being relieved that everybody was okay.
Now, before you go, I know you got your show still going on, right? Kayfabe, are you sort of like sitting at home waiting to figure out what's next?
We're definitely not. Well, we are sitting at home and not waiting. We have been really busy in the weeds, writing scripts, just kind of developing things, doing anything we can while everybody is locked down so that we can just crash through the gates once we're all set free.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Amy, for being on our show, guys. Catch her on Kayfabe and hit her up at Machete Girl, and enjoy WrestleMania and stay safe.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys too.